right? We actually help you find your foot in these tech skills, learn it to industry standard, and being able to compete globally. And also, we have our learners and trainers present in over 4 continents. Yes, that is well said, because we are actually proud to have been able to train Africans, not just in Africa, but Africans in the diaspora. Yeah, that's what we do. And we focus on premium tech skills, as I've mentioned earlier. And one wonderful thing that I want you to know today is that we help you transition into tech. Even if you do not have any background in technology, you do not have a science background, you do not have any prerequisite knowledge of tech. Yes, but if you can switch on your laptop, if you know how to switch on the laptop, you know how to join a meeting. Definitely, you know how to join a meeting. That's why you're on this call, right? You actually have the chance to be able to learn tech. Yeah, so we actually can help you transition regardless of your background. I've actually met somebody who studied Yoruba, right? Even English, right? Someone who studied accounting, someone who studied this guy studied physical education, right? And this guy is presently a data analyst, right? These guys actually transitioned because they were determined. They actually soaked themselves in the knowledge that they could get and put in the work that we recommended, right? And that's actually how it works, guys. It is very, very, very possible. People have done it and people will keep doing it. And the very, very interesting thing is we help you transition from the scratch, if you do not have any knowledge at all. Then secondly, if you're an entry-level person, you are a data analyst before, you are a junior data analyst, but you want to upskill, you want to improve your skills, we also help you do that too. We help you do that too. We help you upskill. Maybe you are good with Excel, you want to learn SQL, you want to learn Power BI, Python, Tableau. We can help you do that. Yes, that is actually what we do. And that, see, the funniest thing is, and the most interesting is, who else do you want to learn from if not from the practicing professionals, right? Our trainers are practicing data analysts. These guys practice data analytics. They work for organizations. So these guys will teach you what you need to succeed and be grounded in the tech ecosystem to solve organizational problems, right? And finally, we also help you reskill. So I saw somebody mention that he is a software developer. So I've had cases where people will be like product managers or product designers. They'll be like, oh, I'm in tech already, right? I'm a product designer. But right now, I think that what I have flair for is data analytics. Yes, we can help you reskill. If you're in a tech skill before and you are considering another tech skill, we can help you make that seamless switch to a new tech skill, reskill. And we do not just do this for individuals. We do this for organizations. We have organizations that come to us. We've trained their staff for them to improve productivity and efficiency. When you actually have the right skills, your staffs work better, and you can actually have, good optimization of activities. You can actually optimize activities leading to, better performance and better revenue, right? Then we do this for organizations. So guys, it's going to be a very, very wonderful session today. I'm sure you all are as pumped as I am pumped today, because we've actually been able to help people transition. And I'm so excited that they're going to be like the part of the next set of people that will be sharing their testimonies very, very soon. That you actually found your foot in the tech ecosystem. You're going to be bragging about it on LinkedIn, on Twitter. You're going to be, helping people find their foot too, which is a very, very good thing that I always want to be a part of. So guys, these are some of the testimonials of our students. Some of our students are so grounded such that they could even write a Microsoft certified, analyst certification. These are some of the certifications of some of our learners that have passed through our faculty. Isn't this wonderful? This is to show that we actually give quality training for our own learners to be able to write this Microsoft certification. I'm sure everybody on this call knows Microsoft, right? For you to be able to write this certification and pass, that means you are grounded. You know what you're doing. So these are some of the testimonials our students, have been able to do. You can actually check our LinkedIn profile to see some of the work our students have done. You can see it on all our profile, all our timeline. You see what our students have done. Just check quantum analytics, NG, quantum analytics NG. My colleague will also drop the link to our LinkedIn page to you so that you can see some of the works our students have done. Beautiful Power BI dashboards. These guys learned this within the frame of 8 weeks. Yes, 8 weeks. I can tell you for a fact. I know the fun of this thing is when you learn from a structured environment, you learn from people that actually know it. You learn faster and easier, provided you put in the work. So, guys, I think I should be saying drum rolls now because we are about to move into the main reason why we are in this session today, which is our panel session. But before we do that, I want you to meet our guest by the name Samuel Jegede. Samuel Jegede is the head of data and business intelligence at Thames Insurance Brokers and Risk Managers. See, if you are a data analyst and you are doing it in a banking industry where they have large data, or an insurance or brokerage company where they have large data, see, you are grounded. There's nothing you can tell me. You are as good as, I don't want to use the wrong word right now because for a lack of better words, let me just stop there. This guy is grounded and he actually is so skilled that he has grown to become a head of data and business intelligence. Samuel Jegede actually took our program in 2021 and he's doing wonderfully well now. I'm very sure he's cashing out. You can even see from his picture, he's chopping a lot of money right now. My check, Samuel, are you on the call?
Yes, I am. Good morning. I'm in Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah. I'm chopping money, but I still want to chop more.
Yeah, everybody wants to chop more now. That it's really cool to have you on this call, right? It's very, very interesting that you are one of ours, and people can actually see that you as a direct beneficiary of a learning institution like ours, and you are doing wonderfully well. In fact, you are now a boss, and it's good that people can learn from you. You're giving back to the society where they can actually see the step by step of how they can find their foot in the data analytics world. Thank you for doing this with us, Samuel. All right, so Samuel, it would be very, very wonderful if you can switch on your video so I know everybody can put a face to your name and to make the interaction very, very wonderful. Thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you very much. All right, I'll just be moving on to the panel session today. We're going to be talking about asking some questions about data analytics, how you can get started. And I'm sure lots of people on this call also have questions about data analytics, right? But before I actually go far, right, I want you to just do a brief introduction of yourself and how your data analytics journey started. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Joseph. And I'm happy to be here today. I hope you can hear me very well.
Yes, clearly, clearly.
All right. So, yeah, Samuel Jegede, right? So I have background in microbiology. So a lot of people will be wondering, is this data only for IT people or mathematics or stats, right? So I have a background in microbiology. In fact, I have a master's degree in microbiology, right? So um, I transitioned to the insurance industry 2019, right? So I was an underwriter. I was working with a top insurance company, like it's among the top three in Nigeria, right? So I was working as an underwriter. Then at some point, I was moved to the customer service unit, right? So at that point, I was like, wow. So I think I need to be I need to be intentional about my life, right? I really need to be intentional about my career. Because if you don't push yourself, something will definitely push you into something, right? Something will definitely push you into something. So along the line, that was early 2021, right? Yeah. So I was discussing with a colleague. I was like, okay, I want to enter into this data field, right? He actually work with Microsoft at the moment. I know if I mention his name, all of you will know him, right? He was my neighbor. Then. So we always talk every evening. I'll tell him I work in the insurance company as a customer service representative, right? But I want to delve into data, right? Because I actually have passion for it, and I've actually been doing little data, little like basic Excel earlier on. And so he said, no problem. He told me, Samuel, you can do this in 6 months. I said, wow, 6 months. I said, okay, let's draw out the plan, let's draw out the strategy. So the 6 month strategy. So fortunately for me, the first company I met was Quantum Analytics. So I just saw that they had a cohort coming up in August. I was like, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to at least start from the basics and grow together. Right. So I enrolled for the August cohort. That was in 2021, and I followed up. It's not easy though. It's not easy, right? Because I can remember I had sleepless nights after classes, even during the week, because the classes are always weekends, right? So I can remember I do have sleepless nights trying to go online, go to YouTube, look for data, try to analyze data all for myself, right? Because I have a target, right? 6 months. I had a target 6 months. So along the line, so I finished up the internship, I think around November, December, thereabouts, and I did all the projects, right? I did all the projects. In fact, I was very key in my team, right? I was not the team lead of my group, of my group, but I was very, very active, and I was among the first set of people that finished my project because I had a target, right? So something happened, right? So I was always posting anytime I work on any data sets. I always post on. If you go and check my LinkedIn, you see. If I at the moment say there are some dashboard I posted there, I'll be like, I could have done it better. Supposing I'm doing it now. But don't be shy, right? Don't be shy. Push out yourself out there, right? So I was pushing out myself. Even though it was not that good, but I was still posting. My aim was I want people to know that okay, I am now a data analyst, right? I now analyze data. So I was pushing out, and in fact, it is compulsory. If you are working with Quantum, it's compulsory for you to post your reports, right? It was mandatory then, so I had no option than just to push myself out. So now something happened. I told you I was working as a senior customer service representative. So my company then did a campaign, right? They did a lead generation campaign, and so after the campaign, all the information they got, the data, I was privy to have it, right? So what I did was I looked at the data, the lead generation report, and I analyzed it. I gave them how I actually generated some insight on the performance of the campaign, right? And you know what I did? I copied all the ads when I was sending it to my line manager, right? I want people to know. I copied all of them so that everybody in that company know that Samuel is doing something. And the funny thing is I did not use any complex tool, right? I used Excel. I created a dashboard using Excel, right? So because I want it to be simple. As I then say, my company have not given me access to Power BI service and all. So I used Excel, as simple as it is, but I made sure that the report was great. So as I finished the reports, I sent it to them. I was not meant to copy those guys, but I did, right, on purpose. I did on purpose so that they'll see it. And immediately they saw it. I think one or two people called me and they were like, wow, this is great, right? This is a very good report. Since when have you been doing this? That. I told them this is the new field I'm into. Then next thing, I think after a week, the next thing was I got an invite from my HR, right, that they want to have a meeting with me, that, okay, they've been seeing my post on LinkedIn, and do I really want to move into the data space? I said, yes, definitely, right. That is why I'm all out there, right? That is why I'm all out there. Because the fear, I had one fear then that, okay, I have this, I have that. If I'm going into data space, that means I'll look for a company and start as an entry level where they will be paying me 100 or a little over 100. And as at that point, I was earning over that because I was in a senior role, right? So that was my fear when I was studying that, okay, will I forfeit what I'm earning now and start from the scratch, right? So, but fortunately for me, after the session with my HR, they told me to go and meet my CTO, that's my Chief Technology Officer. He did some interviews. He asked me questions on SQL. He asked me questions on Power BI. Asked me questions on analytics. And the funny thing was that he now asked me that, have I done anything for the company? Luckily for me, I just mentioned the lead generation report I did. It was like, wow, even though you're in customer service, at least you did something for the company without anybody asking you to do it, right? So that was the selling point for me. Immediately he heard it, he asked for the report. I sent the report to him and he was like, wow, you're coming here, right? So I think 3 weeks later, I got an email from the HR that I've been redeployed from customer service to the IT department, right? So, and that was just the start, right? That was it. And that was the first time working with such big data. The insurance industry, we have lots of data, right? That was the first time I'll be working with a live, right? A live data. When you're working with a live database, you must be very careful and all, right? So that was the start, right? That was the start. And I think 6 months later, I got a referral. I got a referral from Base. They need someone to come in as the head of data and business intelligence. I went for the interview. They were like, wow, right, this guy is really, really good. And that was it. That was how I became head of data and business intelligence at my present company. Right. Is not that easy, right? But because apart from what you have been taught, you need to also do some personal reading on your own. No, but I'm very sure Quantum has the structure, right? They have the structure to make you get that your first job, right? So another thing I want to say is that data, right? You need it in. There's no industry in this world that does not need a data analyst. So even if you are working in an health organization, you don't need to resign and look for a data company or a tech company. Where you are working, right? If they know that you can do this, everybody needs people that will give them insights for data led for decision making, right? All companies want to make data led decisions, right? So if you are working in an health company and they know that this guy is good, he analyzes data well, definitely they might just call you one day and give you the role, right? Either pharmaceutical company, either banking sector. You don't need to resign. You don't need to say, okay, by force you must resign and look for a fintech company, right? Or a tech company generally. All industry needs data analyst, all industry. So let me just stop here, and I believe there will be much more questions going forward. So let me just stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samuel. I really loved the way you introduced yourself and you dived right into how your journey started, because I really pinpointed some points. So, guys, if you're on this call and you're not writing something or you're not jotting something down, you are wrong. So, because this is a real life case study, right? And Samuel is really hitting the nail on its head directly. And Daniel has been able to make us understand that he didn't even have a background in tech. He studied microbiology, even did a master's in microbiology, which is something that is very, very interesting, right? And for the fact that he said he kept working on projects. He mentioned something at Quantum, you'll be forced. You have to work on projects. It's very, very important, because how well can you say you know something if you have not done it, right? Theory is different from practical. We make sure that it is hands-on. We make sure that you post about it, because that is how people see you. They see your work. It is called positioning. When you have a skill, you should be able to position yourself to access opportunities. And he also went as far as doing, a job for his organization, a free job. Nobody asked him, but because he knew what he was looking for, right? And he was patient. He made sure that he made his work known, which is something I really loved about everything that is said. And also the structure, very, 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 very wonderful. And then finally, when you were answering, I love the part where you mentioned the referral part. So that's something about tech, guys. So about in tech, when you actually start doing tech and start practicing in tech, you get lots of referrals. I can tell you for a fact. I've had lots of people with this same experience, you know. And as a data analyst, you are very, very important because you are helping organizations make intelligent business decisions. Intelligent business decisions, because without decision making will help the organization make it, or it can mar the organization. So good decision making is very, very, very mandatory for every organization. Hence, there are needs for data analysts. So Samuel, I really loved everything you said, and every wonderful thing that you said. But I just want to ask a follow-up question, right? So as a head of data and business and intelligence, I know you are of the high caliber, but we would still like to ask you, what's like a day-to-day activity of a data analyst? Like when you wake up, when you get to work, what do you do? What are the kind of things you do, on the daily?
Okay, so thank you. So yeah, as the head of business intelligence, let me just give you a summary, right? So I have some dashboards that I've built, right? So the first thing I do is to check if my auto refresh was successful, because I know a lot of our management do check those dashboards for daily decision making, right? I have the one for daily, I have the one for weekly, I have the one for monthly, right? And I always make sure that my refresh was successful. Though I've automated most of those dashboards, right? So, and another thing that I do is I also help my head of different units, right? I help them in generating reports, right? So, and I do a little. So, most of the people that are working with me, right? I have an Indian guy, right? He's not in Nigeria. He works with me. So most of the team, the people I'm working are actually working remotely, right? So they are a wonderful team. I have a data engineer with my team that helps me with my ETL, my data warehousing, and all those things. So my own is just to, when I go for meetings, when we have like a management meeting and they inform me about a new thing they want to do, my own is just to, okay, what data do we have available, and what data can I generate from the outside world. I don't only work with data that my company generate. I also scrape data from different websites and analyze them, because the company I work for is actually an insurtech company, right? It's an insurtech brokerage firm. So data is very, very key, and how to penetrate the market is very, very key. So I help them in making all those little decisions, right? So that is practically what I do on a daily basis.
Thank you very, very much. I love the concise and straight to the point answer. So, guys, please, if you have questions, this is the right time to ask. Drop your questions in the chat box. I'll definitely read it out to Samuel, and I know he's happy to answer your questions. So, you all already answered one of the questions I was supposed to ask. If you need a computer science background or a science background to transition into tech or into data analytics, that was well answered. Well, I'll just move on to the next questions. What on a daily, as a data analyst, what tools can you start with? What tools are important for daily activities?
Yeah, the tools that are important for daily activities. Number one, you can never underrate Excel, right? Because I see a lot of people, when they want to learn data, their mind is they want to go for Python, they want to go for R, they want to start squaring, right? So, so the funny thing is, you might get a job that will pay you in Nigeria. You might get a job that will pay you up to like 500K, and everything you do 95% Excel, right? As a data analyst. So please never underrate Excel. Microsoft Excel tool is used universally, right? You don't need to, there's advanced Excel, right? So don't stop at the basic, don't stop at the if function, right? Don't stop at those basics, right? Those intermediates. Go to the advanced, because everything you want to do, at least you can do majorly most things you want to do on a daily basis with Excel. It's very easy, right? Then you need Excel, you need the SQL, because you need to communicate with your database, right? Because if you don't understand SQL, there is no way you can you can manipulate your data or retrieve the information you need, right? So, and you need a visualization tool. right? Either Power BI or Tableau. Though apart from all these tools, there is still one thing you need to have is the soft skill, right? You can know DAX functions, you can know how to visualize on Power BI, you can know all the select where statements, but there is something called knowledge. You need to have a domain knowledge of the industry you are, right? Assuming, let's say, the kind of company I work for is profit-oriented, right? It's profit-oriented. The kind of visualization I'll be giving them should be profits by, let's say, profit by region, profits by sales rep, profit by. So that should be what should drive my data models, right? You need to really know your domain, your industry knowledge. You need at least, it's not 100. You need to have at least 30% of it. If you are working for a sports if you are working in the sports industry now, or a football company, there's no how you won't know what an artwork is, right? If they ask you what is artwork and you want to analyze data for them, you don't know what artwork is, right? So you need to know how to generate insights, and that is the last part of quantum analytics class. That's problem solving techniques, right? You need to know, okay, if they give you a data, what is the first thing you need to look out for? What are the measures you need to create? How should you model your data to suit what the management wants, right? Because that's a very key. You can build beautiful dashboards, you can build beautiful reports, whereas it's not meeting their needs, right? You can know how to do all those row level everything in Power BI, but if what you are portraying does not really speak to what the company needs, then you are not communicating right. So you need to really understand what your management or what the business owners really want. So that should drive your data model in doing what in generating a report that will solve their problem. So that soft skill is number one. Then the basic tools: Excel, Power BI, SQL, Power BI or Tableau, any tool, right? So Excel, SQL, Power BI. Then the soft skill is very, very important. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I really love the way you actually answer this question, because there's a lot of experience in the way you answered your question, right? It's very, very important. I totally agree with you that learning these tools are very, very essential. But I know, as much as they're very, very essential, you should be able to apply it to real life cases, being able to think outside the box, understanding your essential KPIs, understanding your industry. And I like the fact that you mentioned that at Quantum Analytics, we actually make sure that it is part of your learning journey, that you learn how to solve problems. We call it problem solving techniques, designed by McKinsey. Everybody knows McKinsey. If you don't know McKinsey, you can actually check online. McKinsey is a very big organization. It's a global organization. It is designed by McKinsey, and we make sure that you learn how to apply everything you've learned using every of these analytic tools to be able to solve problems and provide value for your organization. Because the essence of working for your organization is to provide value. If they're not seeing value in your work, it's as good as everything you are doing is gone. So thank you very much, Samuel, for that. You are really giving lots of tips in this session, and we are enjoying it so much. All right. So I also want to ask another question, right? Usually this question is a frequently asked question, and I would like you to answer it. I've had people come to me like, "Hi, Joseph, is it very, very, very important that I have strong mathematical skills before I can become a data analyst?" Some think, "Oh, maybe I should be strong with calculus. I should be strong with differentiation and integration and the likes." So I would like you to give some answer to that.
Okay, yes. So you don't need to be really very, very good in mathematics, though you just need to know, at least you need to know that sum means addition, right? When you are typing sum, you need to know that sum is addition. So you need to know the basic, at least your algebra, the basic mathematics, but you don't need to know all those calculus. before you can be a data analyst, right? Though when you are going deeper, right? When you are going deeper, let's say you are into AI, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Even though we have some tools that will do all the calculations for you. It's just for you to know what you are putting into it, right? What you are feeding your machine with, right? So if you are going deep into data science, you need to know a little bit of statistics, probability, right? But it's not like very much. Once you know the basics, right? Once you know the basics, you can scale through. But as far as a data analyst role, right, you don't need to be very, very grounded in mathematics. Basics, yeah.
Thank you very much. I really like that. So everybody on this call, I'm sure you can all hear for yourself that you don't really need to have a strong level of mathematics. I'm sure everybody on this call knows what sum is, and when you want to make an addition or a subtraction or a division, everybody on this call definitely knows that basic mathematics, right? If you can actually do those things, definitely you can thrive in data analytics. So I have a question in the chat box. I see Adro Michael is saying, how exactly can we say exactly what a data analyst does? A display on how would go a long way. Okay, so this is what I will do, Michael. I will drop the link. I just dropped the link now to our LinkedIn page. You will see lots of dashboards from our students, people that have learned with us. You see a lot of Power BI dashboard. I just dropped it in the chat box. For anybody that wants to see that, after this call, you can dive right into our LinkedIn page, right? And see the work our students have done. You will see what exactly it means to analyze data and create wonderful dashboards. Because definitely, as a data analyst, you'll be doing a lot of working with a lot of that large data. But what will make sense to the management, what will make sense to everybody you are working with, or to the decision makers, is your wonderful dashboard that communicates what it is to them in normal English, normal simple terms, right? So you can dive in right into our LinkedIn page to see what our students have done and what normal data analysts do. So thank you very much for that, Michael. So I'll just move on to Daisy's question. Nanman is saying, is switching careers for one in his or her 40s too late? Engineering to data analytics specifically. So okay, let me just paraphrase this question for a better understanding. So Samuel is asking if it is too late to switch into data analytics or into tech in the 40s. So I'm sure you can give explanation to that.
Yeah, so 40s, in fact, you are still very, very young because the retirement age is usually, I think, 55, thereabouts. So if you are 40, you still have 15 more years to work, thereabouts. So, and it's never too late because you are working in an engineering company, right? So, and you will definitely need to present to management. You'll be giving out reports to your business owners, and the way you analyze your findings, the way you give out your reports matters, right? The way someone that is not data inclined will present will be different from someone that is grounded in data, right? You have the knowledge of, okay, this is what my top management wants to see. It's never too late. It's never too late. Apart from even using it at your workplace, right? You can even use it in your life, right? In your life, in making some personal decisions, right? You can just go on like, okay, I want to buy this, I want to buy that, I want to buy this. Which one will favor me, right? If with the knowledge of data, you don't need to, with normal data, just get your data analyzed. Okay, in making your own personal decisions, right? It's not until you work for a company. You can work for yourself. You can have a company. You can have let's just say you are selling goods. You are selling wigs like this new. You are selling clothes. For your company, you need to also analyze where your overheads are chopping your profits. You need to know what is reducing your profits. Right? If you don't analyze your data, how will you know that, oh, it is the amount I'm using for advertisement that is reducing my profit? It is so that is reducing my profit, right? So at 40s, definitely you still be a business person, and at least even if you are in the field, you are in the labor force, the retirement age is between, I think, 50, 55. Some go to 60, right? So you still have 10 years, right? 10 years to build the career, right? So it's never too late. It's never too late to dive into. If you have the passion, it's never too late to dive into data analytics.
Yeah, thank you very much, Samuel, for that response. So, just to expatiate on what you just explained, I usually tell people that in tech, it's much more than just your age or retirement age. It's more about the value you want to give. In fact, they don't want to see your fine face; they just want to see your results, because that's the most important to them, right? So, regardless of maybe you are 60, you are 70, you are 40, you are 18, provided you can give the value that the organization wants, you are good to go. They will want to pay for value, because everybody on this call will agree with me that, in fact, most tech jobs do not require going to the office, every time. They want you to work from the comfort of anywhere that you are and give the right value that you're supposed to give. So thank you very much, Samuel, for that. And I also watched the documentary. I just want to give a short gist, right? I watched the documentary, a funny documentary where it's actually a grocery store, right? And this grocery store actually had like data that actually does wonderful things. Data connected with AI. And when for example, it was with the sample was with a pregnant woman. So a pregnant woman in a second month, and she was speaking things that were relating to pregnancy kits. But because data and there's a financial, so there's a model, right, that has been able to recommend, can predict what this person will need next, based on the items that this person has been picking, this pregnant woman has been picking. So the data was recommending, in collaboration with AI, recommending the next, lines of products that will be suitable for that woman. So it's just the way it works. I'm sure everybody actually is on Facebook. When you search some things on Facebook and you search for curtains, for example, you start seeing things like curtains, things like furniture, things like rugs, things like a washing machine, because their data is artificial intelligence is saying something like, I think this person is moving to a new apartment. So data is a lot of things, right? It's doing a lot of wonderful things, and it helps in decision making. And it can actually it's very, very wide, and you can create your own niche in this ecosystem. Guys, data analysts are very, very, very wonderful people and important. So Samuel, I will just move on to my next question, right? Because there's always been a very big buzz about data analytics over the years, right? And people feel like, everybody is moving into data analytics. Everybody's moving. I wish sure that there are still lots of opportunities in data analytics. Please, I want you to clarify on that question.
Hey, good. Okay, good. So to be honest, there are multiple jobs for. In fact, at the moment, they need. I spoke with a friend in the US yesterday. He called me. It was like, Samuel, there are jobs in the US, and in fact, there are remote jobs in the US, and he said if that he will even like to be sending some, because he told me at the moment he's working for 3 different companies, and he said in the next few weeks he might get 3 other more. It was like, Samuel, see, if you have someone that can work, right, he doesn't mind sharing his details, sharing his details with those guys so that they will help him to work. He will just give them the money, they should just work. I was like, wow, this is really crazy. He said from February now, in fact, it will be really high, right? Even in Nigeria at the moment, right? Just go to LinkedIn, type data analyst, you see 200 results, you see 50 something results, data analyst, remote jobs, right? They are more than enough at the moment, right? At the moment, I'm not applying, right? But I know our companies that are even chatting me up, how far this. I'm not even applying for jobs, right? So some of them, I'll just tell them, okay, I have a friend that can fit in. At the moment, I cannot come around, and the money you're even offering me is lower than what I'm earning presently. So, but I have people that I can recommend, and I don't know if some of them are on this call. I know I've recommended a couple of people, right, and on LinkedIn, right, and they are presently working in those firms. So there is more than enough jobs for data analysts, data engineers, data scientists. There is more than enough jobs. Just be good, right? The major thing is when you go for interviews, just kill it, right? Kill your interviews. they will definitely employ you, right? So there are more than enough jobs. That is the true fact. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samuel. I really love some points that you mentioned. I love the points where you mentioned that, there are a lot of opportunities even coming to you. You just be your DMs and, they tell you come and work and you recommend people. So which is the essence of our community. So guys, if you are listening to me on this call, right, we have our own community. After learning with quantum analytics, we have a community where you can interact with people that you've learned in class before, people that have gone ahead of you, and you can get recommendations. Yes, I can tell you for a fact. You can get recommendations. You know the power of a community, right? We have our community where you can be a part of, having been our learner, our alumnus, our alumni, where you can interact with people that have gone ahead of you and people that can actually hook you up with opportunities. Isn't this wonderful, guys? But the only thing we need from you is being able to do the real work. And being able to do the real work means doing everything we ask you to do in class, doing your assignments, working on projects, most especially. And wonderfully, you have the opportunity to even intern with us, right? Which is a very wonderful part of the learning journey, your learning curve. Being able to intern with us, and you can, put it on your LinkedIn, your CV, that you intern with quantum analytics as a data analyst. Wonderful. So, Samuel, let's just move to the juicy part, right? You've mentioned a lot of answered a lot of questions that I was supposed to ask about being able to work remotely as a data analyst. You also mentioned it already. Being able to, being able to dress casually, being able to handle data, large data, if you are just starting out. It depends on how well you can, dive yourself into the work. Because when you mentioned that in your first data that you analyzed was a lead generation data, and you were able to analyze data, even though it's a large data, which is something that we can actually brag about, because while doing your project with us, we give you a lot of data, a huge amount of data. You will analyze. It is very important. You came to us that you want to learn. You will learn, which is very, very important for us, because we want to be able to brag about your success, just the way we are bragging about Samuel. We are so proud of you, Samuel. Thank you very much. And so I'll just move on to the next question, which I'm sure that everybody on this call is also interested about, right? That's about the salary range of data analysts. Salary range of data analysts. I can see Anjorin is saying, I'm ready for this year. My procrastination must stop. Yes, Anjorin, get started today. Get started today so you start cashing out in the next few months. Okay, so Samuel, please, can you give us like a range of salary expectation of data analysts based on industry, location, and the likes? Thank you.
Okay, so salary range based on how good you are and based on the industry you find yourself. So for entry level, right? For entry level. So what me I actually do, Seth, what I actually do is I always tell my recruiter what I want. There was this present job, I know they were asking me how much was my last salary. I told them that, see, you can't use my last salary to judge what I'm going to earn now, right? Do I meet what you need? If I do, this is what I want. In fact, I even told them net. I said, this is the net salary I want. Go and calculate your gross by yourself. I don't want to know your gross, right? So entry level for Nigeria at the moment, right? And Nigeria at the moment, I know I've recommended people for entry level. There's someone that is earning over 200 for entry level, but let's say the minimum you can get for entry level should be 130 thereabout, 120, 130 thereabout. So depending on the company, I know someone that started from the scratch and is earning over 200. But for remote jobs, for remote, especially international remote jobs, right? You can earn about $1,500 a month, right? More. That's the minimum, sir. You can earn about $1,500. Can earn $1,200, right? Depending on depending on the company, right? So yeah, so middle, because I don't want to tell you my salary, right? So but I told you I was already a senior guy where I was before I got this job, and they met almost 3x of my salary. They met almost 3x, like more than 2x, right? So So you should know I was already a senior guy and they were ready to pay 2x, right? So, and I started this data story 2021, right? So that's roughly 2 years plus, and I've already grown to something like this. Definitely this year, it's going to be massive, right? It's going to be massive. I'm very sure. Even your company, right? They won't want you to go, right? Your salary review is constant, right? If you are giving them what they want, your salary review is constant, right? They don't want you to go because they know people outside want to snatch you. They know you are in high demand. If you are very good, you are in high demand, right? So you don't have anything to worry about, right? If you start with 150, in 2 years, you can start earning 600, right? In 2 years, you can start earning 600. If I more, you can start earning millions, right? So, but don't be ready to start. Grow with it, and I believe you will hit that your target. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samuel. I really love the way you actually explained that. It varies from location to organization, and you can always start small, especially when you are starting out, you are getting your first job. Don't expect too much, but give yourself a year, 2 years, start cashing out big time, cashing out big time. And the wonderful thing is you can actually do multiple jobs. I've even had somebody that I met that does not even work for any organization per se. He just has a consulting firm. It takes data from organizations, analyze it for them, he employed people, and he's cashing out. Like, they pay him huge money to analyze the data for them. So there are a lot of opportunities in data analytics. Tap into it now, key into it now. It's hot, it's hot. Hey, it's hot though. So thank you very much, Samuel. Being somebody that has actually started your career in data analytics, I just wanted to give like a brief, what's the word now? Parting words, to the entry level guys here, the tech and the beginners here. Just give your parting words. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll say this, that be your own motivation, right? If nothing is pushing you, you yourself push yourself, right? Push yourself. This data field is, in fact, is growing daily. Is growing daily, right? Because every organization, even those organizations that are not doing that are not data inclined, sooner or later they will definitely want to be data inclined, because that's where the world is going, right? If you cannot use past data to make decisions of the future or to predict what will happen to your business, then you are going down, right? You are really going down. So start now. Don't procrastinate. As Anjorin mentioned, please don't procrastinate. Now is the best time, right? Now is the best time. Because if you say, when maybe later, I don't know, you are not sure. The time is now. If you have any opportunity to register with any company or to register for a cohort, right? Register now, right? Now is just the best time, and that is just. I really wish you well, and I think we will definitely see someday. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn, right? Samuel Jegede, or Twitter, anywhere. So I'm also open to assist, right, in any little way that I can. So thank you very much for this. I appreciate Quantum Analytics for giving me this opportunity, right? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Samuel. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Your story is so inspiring. Even me myself, I'm inspired. So guys, the right time is now. You've heard from Samuel, and you can connect with Samuel on LinkedIn, to have good conversation. And definitely, you can connect with me on chat. So you want to have a conversation? Yes, you can connect with me on chat. Yes, I am very, very available to have a conversation with you. I will right now I'll be inviting my founder and CEO. This man is the one man behind the whole transitioning, impacting Africa, in the diaspora. The person of Jonathan. Jonathan, mic check. Are you here? Mic to you, please.
Hi, Joseph, how are you doing? And
Fine.
Shegun, how are you? I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, clearly, yes.
Okay. Hi, Shegun. Can you hear me? Shegun's mic is muted.
Oh,
I can't hear Shegun. Can you hear
mic
Shegun
check.
speak?
I can't hear Shegun too. I think maybe it's network or it's mic. Mic check, Shegun. Or are you talking? Or is this Samuel?
Oh, sorry, Samuel. I mean, not Shegun.
Okay,
Oh
okay,
my
okay.
God. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
I was actually saying.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Jonathan. I can hear you.
Okay, so thank you, Jerry. So it's fine. It's nice to be here. I've been in your section just listening to you. Hi everybody. Very good one from Shegun. So why am I calling you Shegun? Samuel, for goodness sake. I've been saying Shegun since. Sorry, Jerry. And we are both namesake, Samuel. So it's nice to actually have you with us. It's a very good pleasure. I've learned a lot also from you, and I hope that the people who every one of us in this section, we are also we've gotten value, because a lot of questions have been asked, and Joseph have done very good job asking the right questions. I saw a question from let me get the name of that person again, from Daisy, or I don't know if I pronounce that name right. Trying to asking about switching careers, if it's too late in her 40s or his 40s, and having an engineering background. Guys, I just tell you one of the secrets right now. If you have an engineering background, you're going to be a hot cake when you transition to tech. It doesn't matter your age, because having that engineering background, the companies will believe that you have the ability to think naturally. So I have a lot of folks that we have helped to transition who are coming from an engineering background. In fact, their own is kind of like a bit fast. So if it would take somebody like me who transitioned from being an accountant to becoming a data analyst, if it took me 6 months, it would take those guys as much as early as 2 months, because naturally everybody believes if you're an engineer, you have the ability to think, and that is a plus for you. So all you just need to do is to learn the tools, learn the skills, and every other thing that comes with it, and then you'll be able to maximize that opportunity. And again, for the rest of us, I think we should see it as an opportunity to scale, whether we like it or not. Thank God for Shegun. I listened to his journey. It was just fascinating, from where he actually started from, posting out his project on LinkedIn, which we require all our students to do, and sharing. And it's not just about sharing that, but you have to be able to tell stories about it, because we don't believe in posting screenshots. And I'm sure someone would also confirm that we don't believe in doing screenshots. So you have to be able to show that you know this job, and so you can't go through all that and go through sections like this, having our alumni or come discuss with you, listening to experts, learn on this journey, and not scale your career. So 2023 is a year, like I was telling some folks yesterday. 2023 is a strategic year for tech moves. A lot of people last year, they were saying there was mass, is it mass sack or something? I don't know the right English to use, so you guys should pardon me. Around tech last year, but there was also the equivalent also happened at the same time. Most of the guys who got laid off, maybe from these big tech companies, many of them landed almost immediately. It could be that many of them landed with tech startups. So even when you fall off in a particular company, getting into a new job is just a piece of cake. And most importantly, Shegun mentioned something about the remote opportunity, remote jobs. If you are thinking of attracting global opportunities, which is what we are trying to help you to do, if you're thinking of maybe accessing remote jobs and etc, you have to first be good. A lot of people ask me these questions, and I'm sure Samuel will also confirm that. See, guys, I tell people that ask me, that have the opportunity to talk to me one-on-one, and I tell them, don't be. In fact, if you're asking about job now, you are making a mistake, because it will cloud your learning process, right? The first thing you want to do, we know that there's prospect for getting a job as an entry-level data analyst or data scientist or product designer, etc. Now, all you need to do is to agree that in the next 6 months, like Samuel said, he had a target that in 6 months he had to deliver, he had to meet up. So it's a thing of saying, okay, you know what, in 6 months, I want to go all out. Maybe I used to sleep 8 hours in a day. I'm cutting it by 2. I'm sleeping 4 hours because I have to go to work and I have to learn. So it is all out. You are going all out blasting, right? So you have to give that sacrifice. It could be 3 months. It could be 4 months. We've had people got job in the middle of their training, and lots of them, especially those not in Nigeria, many of them are especially in the UK and Canada. When they do this training, once they've done like maybe Power BI training, SQL training, Excel training, etc., those guys are so confident that they start applying for jobs, right? And they come back to us and say, hey, I saw this JD, I think I can go for it. And we will test them. Are you sure you can do this and do this? So do this and send back. Once they do it, we tell them, okay, go and apply. And at the end of the day, you discover that they are nailing these jobs. And it doesn't take more than what you will learn in QA. That's the fact. I tell people you do not need to go and pay 1 million naira somewhere or 10 million naira somewhere to come and learn one. It's the same thing. In fact, what we do in QA, we even go more deeper into giving you what you need to scale. So, guys, I'm just grateful for Sam's. I think we have so many Sam in Quantum. Our program lead is Sam. Samuel is Sam. Me, my middle name is Sam. So it's okay. It's fine. So, guys, if your name is Sam, then you have no choice to be in quantum analytics training. And if you know you're not Sam, I want to assure each and every one of you that we are intentional about training you guys. Okay, we are very, very intentional. If you check around, first of all, I've gotten questions from our colleague. They asked, why are you guys offering, why are your courses so affordable? I'm sure that's probably one of the reasons why Sam even joined us earlier from the beginning. Say, these guys are very affordable. Now, let me even, Sam, be like, these guys are even, hello?
Yes, it's very, very affordable.
Exactly. So,
yeah,
go ahead. So, compared to the value, Sam, compared to the value you got and the amount you paid, how does it sound to you? Just be sincere.
That's what we call overvalue for money, because it's not even only value, right?
Yeah.
Overvalue for money.
Exactly, right? So I tell most people, I say, listen, we are coming out of a different, from a different perspective because of our experiences. We feel that we should be able to simplify your entry. With folks like Samuel, you get this kind of access, to talk to him, to ask questions. And I believe, like Joseph said, if you're not taking notes, then something is wrong. So feel free to connect with Samuel on LinkedIn. I'm sure Sam is also part of, in the Quantum alumni page. If you are not following him on LinkedIn, you should do that now. Please post your link. If you have questions, please reach out to him. And most importantly, guys, don't say you send him a message, he needs to reply you on time. No. So when you send him a message, you have to be patient. Okay, so he will take his time to give you a response. The same thing I do even in my own space. I get loads of messages on LinkedIn, especially on Twitter, and I take my time to go through them. So you would have to be patient with him even when you reach out to him. Okay, and most importantly, reach out to Joseph if you're having any question about trying to register in QA, trying to learn this skill. What do you need to do and stuff like that? Please talk to Joseph. Joseph, I'm sure we will send you guys the link to his WhatsApp, or he should even drop the link here if that's available. So just all you need to do is click and have a chat with him. He's going to guide you guys, and I'm very happy, and I look forward to seeing you guys. I think we're having the next course when Joseph, I think on the 28th.
Yeah, on the 28th.
So,
yeah.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to having you guys at that event, and it's a privilege to be here. I would leave you guys. I'm sure you guys are done with the event. So guys, make sure you're following Quantum Analytics across all our social media platforms to get more information. Join our Telegram group, talk to Joseph especially, and of course, let's connect on every platform that is made available. So see you guys, make that decision. I look forward to seeing you all in class on the 28th of January. Thank you so much, Samuel, for your time. Let me just run out and leave you guys.
All right, thank you, boss.
Thank you
We really appreciate you coming into our session. And Samuel, thank you very much. So, guys, before you go, I really want to share some value stuff with you before you leave this meeting today. And I'm going to be talking about our program structure shortly. And we're going to be talking about, how our program is structured here in quantum analytics. Firstly, as you have heard throughout the session, our trainings are hands-on training. So they are not like theory that you'll be reading. You're not studying English, or you're not studying, sorry if you're studying English, I don't mean it that way. It's hands-on. You are going to be getting your hands busy while you are learning with us. Then you'll be learning from practicing professionals, people that are data analysts, head of data, head of data science, head of data analytics, head of business intelligence units, senior data analysts. These are the guys you'll be learning from. And these guys will actually teach you what you need to succeed in the ecosystem. Then portfolio building, very, very important. That is why you make sure that you work on projects, working on projects, because project is what you use to build your portfolio. When you go for interviews, when you meet, when you meet recruiters, technical recruiters, they ask you, what have you done before? Your portfolio speaks a lot of volume for you, and you can defend this portfolio because you work on these projects yourself. These are the kind of things that we make sure that you do, right? So moving on, we just talk about how we support our students. You've heard about community, our community. Yes, we have our strong community. It's a vibrant community where you can connect with people like yourself that have learned, from quantum analysis and are doing wonderful work out there. They are earning wonderfully well. They are, cashing out, in our words, right? We also have sessions called LinkedIn optimization session. They're like webinars like this, where we talk about LinkedIn, how you can optimize your LinkedIn. You also mentioned it in your class, right? How you position yourself on LinkedIn. See, LinkedIn has done wonderfully well for people in this world. I can tell you for a fact. I am a testimony. I have friends that are testimonies. Samuel is a testimony, yes. And we also have something called a CV review and interview preparation session. So we have sessions where we more like a webinar like this, we talk about how you review your CV. We have interview preparation sessions too. So sometimes I've had situations where some of our learners reach out to me like, hi Joseph, please I have an interview. We could have a chat. I can quickly set up a chat with some of my colleagues to see how to walk you through how you can prepare for this, this kind of interviews, right? And we also have recommendation letter. So we have people that have gone through our trainings. They have gone through our trainings and they get jobs. You need a recommendation letter from where you learned, a prestigious organization like ours. Yes, we can give you a recommendation letter because you actually learned through us. Yes, that is one of the perks of learning through us. And we also have opportunities on remote jobs. We have sessions on how you can access remote jobs. We are planning a session on this very, very soon. You learn how to access remote jobs, how to reach out to position yourself so that you could be reached out to. In fact, although we at Quantum Analytics, we do not promise jobs, but we have organizations reach out to us. Yes, we brag about that because they know we actually, we train our learners to a seasoned and standard level. Oh, Quantum Analytics, please can you check your pool of talents? And we need about 10 data analysts. What we do is we share these opportunities in our community. We share with you, our learners, our alumnus, right? So that you can access the opportunities. But we are not saying we are promising you jobs. We are saying we give you the knowledge and we give you how to access these opportunities. So guys, we have a session starting very, very soon on the 28th of this month. Yeah, 28th of this month. I said what I said on the 28th of this month. And this session is called Data Analyst Fast Track, right? Data Analyst Track, where you'll be learning about, all these tech skills and also all these tools, all these analytics tools, and how you can get started. You learn how to analyze data, and you can start for free. I'm dropping the link to join the onboarding group now. I just dropped the link in the chat box. I dropped it like 3 times now. The link to join the onboarding group. Join the group now. Join the group now so that you can actually, get settled. Download the tools that you'll be using for your classes. You can start for free. And if you like to reach out to me, yes, I am very, very available to have a conversation with you. In fact, that is my work. Reach out to me on this number, the first number you are seeing on your screen that is ending with 2511. That is my WhatsApp line. My name is Joseph once again, in case you forgot my name. That was a joke, actually. So reach out to me on WhatsApp. I am available to respond to any concern that you have, any type of question. Don't even think the question is too simple. Don't worry. Ask me. I'm very, very available to answer. Keep coming into my DM from now. Enter that onboarding group. I just dropped the link in that chat box. Join that group now so that you can get started in your career. Get started now. Samuel said you should start now. Don't procrastinate again. Thank you very much, guys. I really enjoyed this session with you all. It's very, very wonderful doing this with everybody on this call. It's very, very great having you guys on this call. Yes, Anjorin, yes, you can use a 4 gig RAM, although we usually recommend 8 gig RAM laptop, right? 8 gig RAM processor. But you can actually make do with a 4 gig RAM. Yes, you can actually ask me all these questions in the chat box too. Yes. Oh, sorry, in my WhatsApp. So guys, please don't fail to come to my WhatsApp. And don't fail to join this onboarding group. I just dropped it again. Join this onboarding group, because that is where you start your learning journey as soon as possible. So guys, have a wonderful, Saturday, and if you are going for Owambe, please go to your Owambe and enjoy your chicken, enjoy your fried meat, and have fun. And please don't forget that you should start your journey as soon as possible. 2023 has begun. Change your life this year. Have a wonderful day. Cheers and bye.